Your beautiful container gardens are about to face their biggest challenge of the year. In just a few weeks, freezing temperatures could destroy months of your hard work, or they could thrive through winter if you know the right secrets. Stay with us because we're about to show you exactly how to protect your plants when the frost arrives. And trust us, this isn't as complicated as you might think. If you love growing plants in containers and want to keep them healthy through the cold months, hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss our expert gardening tips. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you're passionate about keeping your plants thriving year-round. And please, share this with anyone in your life who gardens. They'll thank you later. Understanding the challenge: why winter threatens your container plants. When the temperature drops and frost begins to appear on your lawn each morning, gardeners everywhere face the same pressing question: what happens to my potted plants? This concern isn't just about the plants themselves, it's also about protecting the containers that hold them. The reality is that winter poses unique challenges for container gardening that don't affect in-ground gardens in the same way. Emma Rothschild, a master gardener and partnership cultivator at American Meadows, has helped countless gardeners navigate this seasonal transition successfully. According to her expertise, the answer to whether you should bring your planters indoors depends on several important factors that we'll explore throughout this guide. The seasonal shift when winter weather approaches is something every serious gardener must plan for, Rothschild explains. There are proven strategies that work, and understanding which method suits your situation will make all the difference.
Can freezing temperatures actually damage your containers? This is the question that keeps many gardeners up at night. The short answer is yes, freezing temperatures can absolutely damage certain types of containers. However, not all containers are equally vulnerable. Let's break down what happens to different materials when the temperature drops below freezing. Terracotta and ceramic containers, the most vulnerable. Terracotta pots and ceramic containers face serious danger when exposed to freezing temperatures. Here's why this happens. When soil or snow inside these containers freezes, it expands. This expansion puts pressure on the rigid walls of the pot from the inside out. Since terracotta and ceramic don't have flexibility, they simply crack and break apart under this pressure. Rothschild compares this to the frost heaves you see in roads during winter. When water freezes, it takes up more space, she notes. The soil or snow mixture inside your terracotta or ceramic pots does the same thing. Because these materials lack flexibility, they're especially likely to suffer damage. The expansion has nowhere to go, so the pot breaks. This is particularly frustrating because many gardeners have invested in beautiful terracotta containers only to watch them crack after a single winter. The damage is permanent, and the pot becomes unusable. Plastic containers, better but not perfect. Plastic containers are more forgiving than terracotta and ceramic. The material has some ability to expand and contract as temperatures shift, which means plastic pots are less likely to crack during freezing. However, this doesn't mean plastic is immune to winter damage. Extended exposure to extreme cold makes plastic brittle and fragile. When plastic becomes brittle, it loses its structural integrity, Rothschild explains. This shortens the lifespan of your containers and causes them to break down more quickly over time. You might not see dramatic cracks like you would with terracotta, but the damage is still happening. So while your plastic pots might survive one winter, multiple winters of exposure to extreme cold will degrade them faster than normal aging would. Concrete and metal planters, the winter champions. Concrete and metal planters stand up to freezing temperatures far better than other materials. These containers are naturally freeze-resistant, making them the most durable choice for gardeners who plan to leave containers outside through winter. That said, even concrete and metal aren't completely invulnerable. Over many years, even these tough materials can develop surface damage from repeated freeze-thaw cycles, Rothschild notes. But compared to terracotta or ceramic, concrete and metal are clearly the superior choice for outdoor winter storage.
3 main strategies for protecting your containers. Once you understand how freezing affects different containers, you can choose the protective method that works best for your situation. There are three primary approaches that successful gardeners use. Strategy 1. Insulation and protective coverings. The first approach involves leaving your containers outside but protecting them from the harsh elements. This strategy works well if you don't have indoor space available or if your containers are too large to move. You can wrap vulnerable containers with insulating materials like burlap, frost blankets, plastic sheeting, or even old towels and blankets. The key is creating a barrier between the container and the freezing air. An alternative natural approach involves packing fallen leaves around your containers for extra insulation or building a protective nest using straw bales. Think of insulation like giving your containers a warm winter coat, Rothschild suggests. The materials create an air gap that helps keep the container soil warmer. This won't prevent all freezing, but it significantly reduces how quickly your containers freeze solid. When you use protective coverings, placement matters tremendously. Choose a location that's sheltered from strong winter winds. If your garden has a microclimate, an area that stays slightly warmer and more protected, that's an ideal spot. Just be careful not to place covered containers where water will pool when snow melts or heavy rains fall, as excessive moisture can undermine your protection efforts. Strategy 2. Grouping containers together. The second approach is simpler but effective. Gather all your containers in one protected area. When containers are clustered together, they provide mutual insulation. Think of it like animals huddling together for warmth, Rothschild explains. When your containers are grouped closely, they help insulate each other and provide better protection than isolated containers would receive. This strategy works even better if you position your grouped containers in a corner or against a building where they're shielded from wind. The goal is to create a protected pocket where containers experience less wind exposure and temperature fluctuation. Another creative variation involves digging a hole and sinking your potted plants partially or completely into the ground. This technique essentially gives your potted plants the same cold protection that in-ground plants naturally receive from surrounding soil. The earth acts as an insulator, slowing down how quickly the container freezes. Strategy 3. Moving containers indoors. The third and often most effective approach is moving your containers indoors to a protected space. This is usually the safest method for keeping container plants alive through winter, Rothschild explains. Your indoor storage options include an unheated basement, a cold frame, an unheated garage, or a garden shed. The key word here is unheated. You don't want to bring plants to a warm room where they'll wake up from dormancy. They need cold rest. Indoor storage works wonderfully if you have access to such a space and your containers are manageable in size, Rothschild notes. This is especially important to consider. Moving large, heavy containers repeatedly isn't practical for everyone, and physical ability matters when deciding on your approach. One critical consideration: when containers are moved indoors, they no longer receive any natural water from snow or rain. This means you must provide supplemental water throughout winter, though much less frequently than during growing season. Your dormant plants still need moisture to survive. Equally important is what not to do. Don't fertilize your plants during winter dormancy. You're not trying to wake them up or encourage growth. You're simply keeping them alive in their dormant state. Only water occasionally, just enough to keep the soil from drying out completely.
Selecting the right plants for container overwintering. Now that you understand how to protect containers, let's talk about which plants are actually suitable for overwintering outdoors in containers. Understanding plant hardiness zones. The concept of hardiness zones is crucial here. Each plant has a minimum temperature it can survive. These zones are numbered, with lower numbers being colder. Plants rated for Zone 4, for example, can survive colder winters than plants rated for Zone 6. Here's Rothschild's key recommendation. Choose plants rated to survive at least one zone colder than your growing zone, and ideally 2 zones colder, if you plan to keep them in containers outside through winter. For example, if you live in Zone 6, select plants rated to Zone 4. This extra margin of safety accounts for the fact that plants in containers freeze much quicker than plants in the ground. Container plants don't have the protection of surrounding earth. The best plants for container overwintering. Hardy perennials, evergreens, and cold-hardy herbs are your best bets. These plant types naturally go dormant in winter and can survive extended freezing periods. Some excellent choices include ornamental grasses, hardy shrubs, and cold-tolerant herbs like rosemary and thyme. These plants are designed by nature to handle cold, Rothschild explains. They've evolved to shut down in winter, rest, and come back strong in spring. That's their natural cycle, and they handle it beautifully in containers if you provide basic protection.
Critical temperature thresholds when your plants are in real danger. Different plants have different cold tolerances. Understanding these temperature thresholds is essential for protecting your plants effectively. Tender plants and tropical species. Tender annuals and tropical plants are the most vulnerable. These plants can suffer serious damage when nighttime temperatures drop below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. These plants aren't adapted to cold at all, Rothschild explains. Once temperatures dip that low, they begin to decline rapidly. If you're growing tender plants like dahlias, gladiolus, canna lilies, or calla lilies in containers, you should plan to bring them indoors before the first frost arrives. The timing here is crucial. Don't wait until killing frost threatens. Bring them in when temperatures are just starting to dip into the 40s. Frost-sensitive plants. For frost-sensitive plants, the danger point is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the freezing point. At this temperature, frost forms, and most frost-sensitive plants won't survive. Once your nighttime temperatures reach freezing, these plants are in serious jeopardy, Rothschild warns. You need to move them indoors immediately. This includes popular tender foliage plants like begonias and coleus. Many gardeners grow these for their beautiful leaves, and they simply cannot tolerate freezing. The same applies to most edible herbs if you want to continue harvesting them throughout winter. Move these indoors to a bright window where you can continue enjoying them. Hardy perennials and evergreens. Hardy perennials and shrubs can tolerate temperatures well below freezing. Here's where understanding the container versus ground difference becomes critical. Plants growing in the ground benefit from surrounding soil that acts as thermal mass. Soil cools down slowly, much like how a large lake takes time to freeze solid. The cold exposure comes primarily from the air above, but plants in containers experience cold exposure from every direction: the air above, the air on all sides, and if you're on a deck or balcony, potentially from below as well. It's like the difference between bridges and roads, Rothschild illustrates. Bridges freeze before roads during winter because they're exposed to cold from multiple sides. The same principle applies to container plants. Because containers are exposed to freezing temperatures from all directions, they cool down much faster than ground soil does. This means container plants need protection even if they could survive the same temperatures in the ground. Finding your ideal overwintering approach. Choosing the best method depends on your personal situation. Consider these factors: space and access. Do you have an unheated indoor space where you can store containers? If yes, moving them indoors is often ideal. If not, outdoor insulation or grouping may be your best option. Physical ability. Can you move and handle your containers? If mobility is limited, outdoor protection methods like coverings or grouping work better than moving containers. Container size. Massive built-in planters obviously can't be moved. These are perfect candidates for insulation and protective coverings. Your plant selections. What are you growing? Tender annuals must come indoors. Hardy perennials can stay outside with protection. There's no single right answer, Rothschild emphasizes. What works perfectly for one gardener might not work for another. The best approach is the one that fits your space, your abilities, and your plants.
Taking action, your winter plant protection plan.
Now that you understand the options, create a simple plan for your specific situation. List your containers and what's growing in each. Determine which need to come indoors and which can stay outside with protection. Identify where you'll place insulated containers or where you'll set up your indoor storage area. Most importantly, act before the first hard freeze arrives. Winter doesn't have to mean losing your container gardens. With proper planning and the right protection method, your plants will survive the cold and come roaring back when spring arrives. If this video helped you feel more confident about protecting your plants through winter, please leave a comment below sharing which approach you're planning to use. Subscribe to Seniors Gardening Advice for more expert tips that help you grow beautiful gardens year-round. Share this video with your gardening friends. They need this information too. And like this video to help other gardeners find these valuable protection strategies. We're so grateful you're part of our gardening community, and we'll see you in the next video with more expert advice to help your garden thrive.